Hi, we're back, and I am with Jesse Soto with Texas American Title. How are you doing today, Jesse?
I'm doing good, Dena. Thank you. Thank you
Good
for
to
having
see
me
you.
on. It's good to see you too. It's been a minute.
So, just wanted to kind of introduce yourself, tell me kind of a little bit of background about yourself, how you got into title, who you are, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so title kind of came at me funny. So I did not want to be in title at first. I actually was wanting to be a teacher, and I did teach for a little bit, and I ended up talking to a buddy, and he had a job, so I decided to jump on that. And it was a doc prep job at Stewart Title off of Post Oak in the Galleria. And anyway, worked my way up a bit, and then jumped over to Texas American Title as our marketing rep. And I also do escrow as well, so escrow officer and senior business development.
Oh, wow. So,
And
you kind of wear multiple hats there. You do a lot of things.
I do, and I've been in it for, almost 10 years. Just title in general, Texas American Title. I've been there for 6.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So explain to people what title is exactly. I mean, people don't even know. They're just like, okay, and on a contract, it shows up, and who pays for it, and that's all they're concerned about. What does title actually do?
Yeah, so I like to call title insurance, or just title in general, the most fun and interesting thing in real estate. It's not, but it's so what title is title insurance helps the buyer know that they're buying a clean and clear title. We also deal with both buyers, sellers, both realtors, the listing and selling agent, the insurance companies, and the mortgage companies, and the survey company, and everybody else. So we kind of tie it all together. So as soon as we get a contract from you, the realtor, you send it in, we open title, and what that means is we're looking at the history of the property, making sure that there's no judgments, there's no liens, there's no unpaid child support, anything that can come back to the new buyer. We also are working with a lender, getting our fees together, getting everything intact. We also do the survey. We talk to the HOA company, because a lot of HOA companies, as you know, when you're buying a house, they usually require some upfront money. So we deal with all that stuff. And then we actually facilitate the closing. So we get everyone together once we get the clear to close from the borrower or the lender. We kind of figure all that out and go to closing, which is awesome. Sign the documents.
What are some of the craziest things that have happened to you? Like, tell one
Oh, man.
one crazy
Oh,
story
man.
that's happened to you in title.
I've got about
I'm sure you've got a lot.
37 crazy stories.
Okay. What's
but
the most recent, most crazy story?
So the most recent crazy story. So I knew it was going to be bad at the beginning because I saw that the people that were closing had about 4 kids. And before COVID, we used to have candy bowls on our closing tables. So these kids sat at the end of the closing table with the candy bowl and started just crunching down on these candies, one after the other. And I looked at them and I was like, yeah, these kids are going to get crazy hyper. So signing the docs with the parents, kids started like running around the closing table. Came over to his dad and puked on the closing documents all over him. And we had, I think, 2 pages, and these were the buyers. We had 2 pages to go. And if you've never bought a house, closing, especially with the lender, the pack is about that thick. And
Probably about
we had
100 plus documents that you're signing.
Yeah, for sure. And we had to start all over again.
Oh,
Reprint and start all over again.
that's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
What changes have y'all made, in your office during COVID to kind of accommodate people? And because I know things have shifted a lot in the
for sure.
market, and with COVID, it did make it. I mean, that was a pure example. That y'all don't have the candy anymore. So I guess that's a blessing that you don't have the candy anymore, so the kids can't do that. But kind of what shifts have you had to make to accommodate buyers and sellers.
Yeah, well, the COVID world, especially when no one really knew what was going on or what was happening, and we were just kind of figuring it out as we went, it changed a lot. Not just taking out the waters from the fridge in the front, not just taking the candy bowls out, not just wrapping our pens in plastic. It changed everything. It changed the entire world of real estate, as you know. So we started closing people outside if it was a beautiful day, and in Houston, maybe that's 3 days out of the year that we can. So there was a lot of sweaty closings. But we also did some as well where the cars would just pull right up into our parking lot, and we would sign them right there out in the parking lot.
And they're nice air-conditioned car.
Nice air-conditioned car, for sure, for sure. And we did keep our office open, so if people did want to come in and have that, regular closing that they're used to, we did that as well. But again, we required face masks. There were no bottles of water everywhere. We had everything. Every time we had a closing, we wiped down everything with Lysol. We cleaned it all up just to make it as safe as possible. We also did, especially me, I don't close a lot, but I would go out to people and close them. I know we had a closing that your clients didn't feel safe leaving their house, which is awesome. And so we drove out there and closed them in their own home, especially wearing masks and all that. So that was awesome. That was phenomenal that we could do that. I also did a closing on a police car because he was actually at work, the police officer was, so we closed it on his car and couldn't really go anywhere. But other than that, the state of Texas, one big change was for refinances, cash out refinances to be specific. If you're going to close on a cash out refinance, you have to close at a title company in a title company closing room. But they changed that, where now you still have to close at a title company, but you can close in a title company parking lot, which saved a lot of stress and gray hairs. As you can see, I got quite a few after all this. But it also changed a little bit too, because we can close online, kind of like a DocuSign for sellers. So they don't even have to leave their house. We've had closings where people did it on their smartphone, which is awesome. And especially it's 2021. You would think all that kind of stuff would have happened sooner, but it didn't. But COVID kind of pushed that. So it's been able to change a lot of things. You can also, for your earnest money and option fee, there's a thing called Zochem, and you just take a picture of the check, and it goes directly into our bank account, which is phenomenal as well. So
that saves a lot of driving, a lot of time for the agents, for the assistants, for whoever's the one that's going to pick up, even the clients, just to get the checks and what have you. And they've also combined the checks now.
Thank God, yeah.
We can do one check, at closing. So that's a nice feature.
It really is.
Do they still have to have cashier's checks for that, or can it be personal checks?
No, they can. I mean, it doesn't matter. They can have personal checks. They can have. They can wire it if they want, or cashier's. Either or.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
So I know that you have multiple offices all over Houston. I know you're in the Heights office.
In the Heights.
You're Jesse in the Heights. So I know that you are in the Heights office. But where are some of your other offices that people can close at?
Yeah, so one cool thing about us is, we do have 14 other offices, and you can open up title. If, you like me, you can open it up in the Heights, and we can close you at any of those other offices. We have an office in Conroe all the way out to NASA. We have it from Sugar Land to Atascocita to the Woodlands. Really, you name it, it's there. Pearland. We have a brand new Cypress office, which is beautiful, and our Post Oak is our flagship, and it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's right downtown in Galleria.
Nice.
Yeah.
So y'all are really coming up, huh?
Moving on up in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nice. I mean, I love your office in the Heights. It's a beautiful office as
appreciate
well.
it.
So
Yeah.
just, it's nice to be able to take advantage and be able to go to any location, open up title in the Heights office, and then close wherever from Cypress to Pearland or up north, wherever, including their own home, which I took advantage of with some elderly clients of mine that really weren't comfortable. It was early on in COVID, and they were elderly and didn't feel comfortable leaving their house. So Jesse was nice enough to come and close them at their home.
Yeah.
So they do go above and beyond to make your clients happy, and we really appreciate that as agents. That's why we go back and why we have partners in different businesses, and you have to have multiple partners in everything that you do in real estate. So
You really do.
it's important to have those. So how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so like you said, on Instagram, it's at Jesse in the Heights, Jesse in the Heights. You can always email me as well, jsoto, S-O-T-O, at texasamerican.com, or just give me a call, 832-318-2402. Come say what's up to me and have a cup of coffee at my office in the Heights.
Which is, what's the address?
2233 Yale.
Let's go ahead and give your cell phone and your email address one more time.
Oh, for sure, 832-318-2402. I've heard you can actually see it written on some bar walls as well. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is that kind of show, but you know.
or my email, jsoto@texasamerican.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jesse, for coming. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.